All right, guys, welcome back to the market outlook. So you have the market outlook for 9th December, week of 9th December 2024. We're heading into the last 2 weeks of the trading year. So after the week after next, we won't be trading until second Tuesday of January. So let's finish this year strong. And economic calendar, Monday, Tuesday, no news at all for anything. So we may have to be patient here. We'll need to let Monday pass for sure on DXY, and I'll explain why. Wednesday, we have a big boy in CPI, then a big boy for CAD because this is a rate announcement, and then Thursday, very big news for Euro main refinancing rate. You don't want to be in, you don't want to execute this news. You want to be in way before or post news. Then we have PPI unemployment claims. This will probably be the highest probability trading week for NASDAQ and dollar-based pairs. Another Euro news event, and then Friday, no USD news, but 2 a.m. GBP news. So when you have 2 a.m. GBP news, you want to wait for 3 a.m. All right, so let's start off with the dollar. Quick recap of what happened. As you guys know, this was my long-term drawn liquidity here, this high. Now we've gone from external here. The market has drawn back into internal of this dealing range in discount. And now candle closure here gives an indication it may want to go higher. However, if we look at the bonds, I do think the bonds could potentially reach for this high. So this is why I said we need to let Monday pass, because we are in a premium array here with this FVG, and I told you guys last week this was the drawn liquidity for the bonds. We do have SMT at this low here and at this low with the 10-year and 5-year. So you can see here we have that SMT here back to the 30-year, and on the 5-year you can see the SMT with Thursday and Friday's low. So with this in mind, I do think this will push higher, which will give DXY more weakness here. So we need to let Monday pass and see how it closes. If we close much higher above this candle here, then we'll anticipate the equal highs here on Tuesday, Wednesday. However, if we continue with the bonds here moving higher, then DXY will see itself draw lower, which aligns itself actually with a bearish seasonal tendency for DXY in December. So letting Monday pass for DXY. NASDAQ, we are in all-time highs. We don't want to call a top here. So I'm going to let, again, we may need CPI to pass here and look for potential Thursday high of the week. But we need to see what CPI does for the NASDAQ here. We don't want to be shorting, and I'm not too interested in longing up here right now. Another interesting pair will be silver this week. If DXY continues lower, the setup I'm watching here is the 1 hour. I'd like to see the equal highs here get traded too. What I don't want to see is us lose this low. Now why? Why don't I want to see us lose this low? Because on a daily chart, this low is an immediate rebalance here. So we made up all this range here, and this candle opens, immediately rebalances all of this, and then trades higher. So this should be, if we're bullish, a low that we don't lose. So we want to see price trade through previous day's low in terms of Friday and then trade higher. We want to wait for institutional sponsorship from here with SMT and displacement before we look for a long idea targeting these equal highs here. Euro USD going off with the bonds bullishness, which I think will continue. The key level here is going to be this inverse FVG. If we lose this FVG, then this becomes the drawn liquidity here, right there. However, if we hold this IFVG here, then this daily FVG becomes the drawn liquidity on the upside here. I do think Euro will pound is still going to be the relative strength leader, and that's because Euro GBP is still bearish to me, and I believe we're going to go for this low and potentially we can rebalance to this high. So we'll see how that develops. those are all medium probability. High probability to me is US oil this week. I want to see the sell side get traded to here. So what I'm looking at here is the month of September's low as a drawn liquidity. And then if we get past that, I don't think it's going to slow down. I think it will aggressively push for the equal lows below here. On a daily, nice candle closure going into last week. We still have a lot of room before we get to September's low here. Going from a range high here to these lows here. And this is low resistance liquidity here. So I want to see this pump lower. And I want to see it do it aggressively going into next week. On the 4 hour, I don't see a need for price to get back up here, because if you look at this candle here, the up and down movement, the up and down movement here, and then the up and down movement here, all of this portion of price action is rebalanced. So I want to see us run back up into this 4 hour FVG here. And then for price to trade lower, I'd just look for a 15-minute or hourly institutional sponsorship with SMT and displacement, and that would be a short to go down to this line here. So 65.20 is the drawn liquidity this week. And besides that, looking at some altcoins, I am liking TRUSDT. I think we're gonna get up to this high here. So we're in a good position, and I've already posted this when we were down here in the crypto channel. So you guys want to go have a look at that. I want to see this be used as an IFVG for longs. So we haven't closed above it yet, but as soon as we close above this, I want to see us use this to trade up higher into the buy side here. And I do think this will reach up into 12 here. So the rejection block here is the drawn liquidity, right? GLQ, I still think this is going to pump higher, aiming for this high. And FWOG, I want to see us trade up into the range high here. Now, looking at this, I want to see us hold 50%. I don't want to see us lose 50% on a closing basis. If we lose that, the trade idea is invalid for me and we'll wait for something else. However, I want to see this pump higher from here. So let's see if we get institutional sponsorship here with a displacement higher. We want the 15-minute at least to follow suit. I like this as a breaker. Looks like a very clean breaker here. So if we get above this, I want to see reaccumulation to attack the highs here. Yeah, that's about it for this week's market outlook. I'll update you guys in the chat as price develops, but the main one is US oil this week on the shorts. One last one actually is if it gives us an opportunity, and I initially wasn't going to mention this because it's far gone. However, I like EuroCAD and GBPCAD on the bullishness to attack these highs here. Now, let's see what it can give us in terms of a daily FVG that forms during the week. And this would be good with the overnight rate here on CAD on Wednesday. And the main financing rate as well. All right, guys, I'll catch you in the chat and I'll update you guys as price develops during the week with another market outlook and with some screenshots.